anyone who knows me well and knows this channel well knows that one of my greatest joys in life is to be surprised by a movie. So yeah, it's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. Welcome to Raise on Popcorn with Grant, everybody. And today, or tonight, we're talking about a movie. Movies and TV, that's what we do here. And that movie is Which Brings Me to You. Which Brings Me to You is a romantic comedy. It's based on a novel by Steve Almond and Juliana Baggett. It is directed by Peter Hutchings. And what is the film about? Well, it centers on Jane. She's played by Lucy Hale. She's attending a wedding that she's quite frankly, not necessarily looking forward to. When she catches the eye of a late arrival to the wedding party, a fellow by the name of Will, played by Nat Wolff, and eventually they try to have sex in the broom closet after getting to talk to one another, and eventually it's interrupted when he wants to know more about her and them to know more about each other. And eventually she walks off, but he offers to get her coffee. And not wanting to walk all the way there, she gets in the car. They keep talking. They get to the diner. They keep talking about their past relationships, their past backstories of various stripes. And as the day goes on, soon sparks begin to fly as these two perfect strangers from the beginning of the day find that they, by learning more about one another, they may be also falling in love with one another. Let the swooning begin. So here's the thing. Which Brings Me to You is a movie that is a really big surprise for me because walking into it, I quite frankly expected to hate it. And I kind of loved it. This was so much better than I thought it would be. I saw this with my aunt and my cousin, Missy, and we all really dug it. This is a movie that none of us really knew much about going in. I've said it a few times on this channel that Lucy Hale is one of those actors who is a good actor and can do no wrong on television, but can't seem to do right in the movies. She's kind of like Alexandra Daddario in that way. This movie is the first time I saw Lucy Hale in a movie and said, she's a movie star. She's really good here. So is Nat Wolff. The two of them together really make this movie. Another thing I really loved about this film was its structure. For a rom-com, I'm not saying that this movie is Memento or anything. It's not. There are predictable beats here, but the amount that I actually didn't see coming in this, the amount of creativity with how it gets to its rom-com high points and how kind of unpredictable it does getting there, is kind of amazing. And the way that it's put together, it has that before sunrise aspect to it, but the structure is very much it's sort of a lot of breaking of the fourth wall, and there's a genuine feeling structurally of, it reminded me a lot of, there was a movie several years ago with Brian Reynolds called Definitely Maybe. That's what this movie reminds me a lot of. And this movie's charming, it's funny, it actually has a pretty good script and some solid filmmaking. I really was surprised going into this. This is getting a very quiet release. It's not rated. It's kind of coming out into a handful of theaters, one of which is here in Utah where I'm staying. And I was just kind of went in kind of blind and was sort of really kind of fell for this movie. Is it perfect? No, I wouldn't go that far. One thing is for sure is that sometimes I do think tonally it doesn't quite know who it's aiming for. The first half hour is surprisingly kind of raunchy and kind of R. Like if it had a rating, it would probably get an R rating. There's a lot of, like, there is a running joke in the first half hour about how when Nat Wolff, the first girl to go down on Nat Wolff's character, he accidentally ejaculated into his own eye. It's it's funny. And there's some surprising amounts of like sexual, graphic sexual, not graphic, but just like there's a lot of like surprisingly R-rated sexual stuff in the first like half hour, and then the last hour 10, it kind of softened. There wasn't a lot of profanity. There wasn't a lot of sex really at all. It was just kind of became a little more almost kind of sweet and family friendly, which was sort of surprising. It kind of started out as this Apatow type movie, and it kind of morphed into a more, middle school friendly, first date kind of rom com, which was very surprising. And I do think that sometimes the movie does have to jump through hoops to keep the conceit going that these people would continue to, essentially be the only two people in the movie. It's sort of the same problem I had to some extent with What Happens Later, which was another movie that was a pleasant surprise, where getting these two people to be kind of the only people on screen in the main present day action of the story is, you can kind of see the strings of the conceit a little bit. That being said, I was shocked how much I kind of loved Which Brings Me to You. This was a really pleasant surprise. It was very funny, it was very sweet, and it genuinely, I actually got kind of touched by the end of this movie. I was kind of invested in the relationship. I was very pleasantly surprised. I kind of love this movie. Which Brings Me to You is kind of great, surprisingly, and I'm gonna give it. I'm not gonna go away, but I'm gonna go pretty far, guys. I'm gonna give Which Brings Me to You 4.5 stars out of 5. This is a shockingly good movie. Shockingly good. I really dug this flick. This was really a pleasant surprise. All right. Anyway, but quickly, let's talk some trailer trash. Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire, talked about it, looks good. Inside Out 2, talked about it, looks good. Arthur the King, talked about it, looks good. Lisa Frankenstein, talked about it, looks good. Argyle, which had a weird sort of Mean Girls element in this slightly different trailer. It looks good, talked about it. If, talked about it, looks good. And was there shawarma? No, there was not. All right, that is it. We will be back tomorrow for a review of Cult Killer. We will also have reviews coming up for The Underdogs, The Zone of Interest, and All of Us Strangers, as well as first reactions from Sundance on my second channel, more Popcorn with Grant of A Real Pain, and Girls State. Sunday we'll have an early review of The American Society of Magical Negroes, and Monday we'll have an early review that is unknown at this point. It's an AMC Scream Unseen mystery horror movie. So that's coming up, and that'll all be next time. And until next time, I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I love you all, class dismissed. I love you 3000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what does this. You're supposed to do, or so I've been told. Leave a comment, even if it's, hey, Grant, I like waffles. It really helps out. And if you want to find me out the reviews list and other fun stuff, you can check me out on all my social media at either Raised on Popcorn Grant or Raised on Popcorn. Take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important. And I want to know down below, what did you think of Which Brings Me to You? Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? If you think my opinion's good, think I'm full of shit, comment below, let me know. And until we meet again, we were all raised on popcorn. Make mine with extra butter. I'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone. See you around.